Hi everyone, it's Catherine Landry and Lisa Paton here with the Trentadue Torres team. We are bringing you this wonderful property. You'll just have to bear with us a little bit because we're trying to get through the screens. If you have any questions, you can just send it to us and we will be sure to answer as best we can. Hi Lisa, how you doing?
Hi, Catherine. I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Struggle through this learning curve of techie virtual world, which I did not live in prior to this time.
It's different, that's for sure. Oh my God.
Definitely, definitely. But it's handy too, definitely, because we know that we have clients that still need to buy and clients that need to sell. There are not people out there spending their weekends driving around just for something to do like there used to be in previous spring markets. But
Mhm.
the people who are transacting now are, I think, what we would refer to as necessity clients. They are people who have completed one side of their transaction and who are in a pinch and really need to complete the other side in order to have the circle closed. So these people, this is really important that we're able to continue on with our work. Although it looks different than it used to, it hopefully will still have the same ending for these clients that are in this position at this time.
For sure, for sure. I can't even imagine what they would have done 30 years ago. Like business would have just had to stop. Like
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
very,
Definitely. When it was all relying on paper and pen and in-person everything, this business would be completely shut down right now. So thankfully, technology has evolved and we have evolved in the type of work that we're doing for people. And we are still able to showcase great listings like this semi in Stouffville on Weldon Road to people at home.
for sure. We're very lucky. So let's talk about this property a little bit. I'll talk
Okay.
about the inside of the home, and Lisa's going to talk about the great market and everything that's going on around us. So this is 259 Weldon Road. It's a semi, and I believe the only semi available right now in Stouffville. Is
It
that
is. It
right?
is the only semi listed in Stouffville as of this morning.
That's wonderful. Okay, so 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it's just under 1,500 square feet. Um, the best part of this home, I would have to say, is the backyard. So it backs onto green space. So even though you're right in town, you don't feel that way when you're sitting. So the living, you'll see with our video, the living room area, it's just windows. So you just see the backyard and the green space and it's just really, really beautiful. So we're going
Look
to,
at that tall view of the
you know,
what looks like a hayfield and the colored trees. It must be spectacular in September and October.
yes, for sure. So let me share one of our videos here. So actually the first video we're going to share is actually just a little walkthrough that I did before all this happened and we weren't going into the homes anymore. So it's just a quick walkthrough. You will see some doggies in the video, so I do apologize for that. But here, let's have a look. Okay, so here it is. So it's a one car garage, obviously. And we said 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms.
I'm
So
sorry. On my screen, it's not there.
it's
Just
not.
maybe try one more time. I don't know if everybody else can see it and just I can't, but it's not showing up like it did in our rehearsal prior to
Okay.
this.
Well, that's perfect. It's good that you can tell me that. Okay, so let's try again. And now what are you seeing?
I see the outline of where it would be, but oh, okay, try now.
There you go.
Yeah, there, it's working now. Perfect.
Please excuse the technical difficulties. This isn't my forte. So here, let me just start it over so that we can start from the beginning. So this is the foyer when you walk in. There is garage access, which is really handy. There's a powder room on this level. Beautiful. Here's the beautiful living room. The kitchen has, you can't really see in the photos, but it has extra cabinetry which is always good for your groceries and canned foods and stuff. It's quite nice. So here's where you're going to see her little dogs. This is the Eden area. And the
All
back,
looking out to that beautiful rear view over nothing in the backyard, which is amazing.
It is, it is. So it's a living room, dining room combo, if that's something someone wanted, but the eat-in kitchen is quite large, so she just decided to make it completely the living room. So
Mhm.
it's quite spacious. I mean, it's a semi, right? So it's just under 1,500, but it's quite spacious. And the stairs, as you can see behind, they're all wood, but they have a nice Berber runner, which is great so that, for protection, you don't fall down the stairs.
Very neutral colors too, light and airy looking.
There you go. Here's the $1,000,000 view. Kind of quick. So this is one of the bedrooms.
Pretty.
Spacious queen bed in there, and then the master's beautiful. So the master has two
Love
closets
that.
and the walk-in, and it has a 4-piece ensuite. So it's quite nice. And these are just the pictures again. So yeah,
Beautiful.
it is. It's really cute, great investment. Um, like we said, it's the only one around right now, and it's listed at what, 699.9. So what can you buy in Stouffville for under 700, right? Like it's
Well, Catherine, I'm glad you asked because I looked that up too. So I can tell you that as of a half an hour before we went live on this walkthrough, there are currently only 10 listings in all of Stouffville at 700K or less. And of that 10, of course, this semi is one, the only semi. There is also one townhouse. There is one vacant lot, and there are 7 condo apartments, all that are only 2-bedroom or a single bedroom. So for the 3-bedroom options, this and the townhouse are the only 2 in all of Stouffville right now,
wow.
under 700K. So inventory is incredibly low. There are 50 listings in all of the town of Stouffville, not including rural Stouffville and Ballantrae, of course, but just in town, there are only 50 listings of all types and all price points. And 10 of them fall under 700K, but most are condos. So if you're looking for some other option that isn't a condo with a monthly maintenance fee, then you're left with one townhouse and this one semi. Semis normally offering better value for money than towns because they're only attached on one side. So it really is the
Remarkable.
best
And
listing in town right
even,
now.
even before this happened, I know you and I had a semi on Delbert. Remember that
Yes,
one? So
yes,
just
I do.
like that one sold what, a week before the pandemic really got serious, right?
Yes, yes.
And there wasn't that many then too. That's why we had so many offers. And how much did we get over asking again?
Yeah, quite a lot. But times
Okay.
have changed since then. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the low inventory level. I mean, we were just starting to get to the point where that was on its way to balancing itself out a little bit, but there was a lot of pent up demand at that time. And we had a strong market for a few weeks, but in that time, in sort of February into the first week of March, maybe, it wasn't enough time to balance out what we had been building up to over the 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 months prior to that. So
Mhm.
that hasn't changed. That demand is still pent up. There are still people who are waiting and watching to buy. And now, with fewer homes coming on the market than would typically be seen at springtime,
Mhm.
um, we're left dealing with the shortage all the way through.
Yeah, it's a weird market for sure. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to toggle back here again. Bear with me. And here we go. So some of the features, let's talk about some of the features of the house. So as Lisa mentioned, it's very neutral. So really, this house is really like just move-in ready. You don't have to paint, you don't have to do the floors, you don't have to do anything. There's California shutters throughout. The only window that doesn't have a shutter is the living room, but you can see why. There's no point. It's nobody behind you, right? So you don't want to
Nobody
block
wants
that
to block
view.
that view.
For sure, for sure. So then I mentioned the garage access. There's undermount lighting in the kitchen, stainless steel appliances. The carpet upstairs is Berber and it is newer. I already talked about the upgraded kitchen cabinetry with the crown molding, hardwood floors. I know there's also a water softener and reverse osmosis system, which is very good. very good for the for, you know, my family, we buy those waters in those big jugs, and once a week we have to go fill up 4 bottles and bring them home. So if you have this system, it's just so much easier on everyone, right? So it's a great system to have, and it's expensive. So the fact that the house comes with it is great.
Yeah, add some good value.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So the schools, I mean, anybody who's watching probably knows its location. It's couldn't be a better location for schools. So you have Oscar, and they're all walking. Maybe the only one, obviously, is the one in Markham for the Catholic high school, but the rest of them are all walking distance. So it's Oscar Peterson, Stouffville. They're literally, Stouffville High School is what, 2-minute walk, maybe?
Yeah.
Minute and a half?
Yeah, definitely.
It's perfect if you...
Very central.
It is, perfect location for sure. Okay, so we have actually another video that we are going to put up, and this is our regular video about the town and everything, because it's such a great location. So I'm going to share that, and Lisa's going to tell me if she sees it.
I do see it already. Yep, it's up. There it is.
Perfect. So we'll just, oh, I love, this is my favorite picture.
The backyard is really spectacular.
And
this shot shows it very well too, that you can see it's not just immediately behind, it's like way behind. There's nothing.
It's just beautiful. Yeah, so we already saw the inside, but so tell us about the neighborhood, Lisa. About your favorite restaurants and that. Actually, we need to here.
It is centrally located in town, so it's great. Close access to everything that goes on there. I mean, Stouffville has a lot of really wonderful events that happen. Strawberry Fest and Rib Fest and Santa Claus Parade. And this house is central to all of those types of things on Main Street. We have these sports arenas, newly done in the last couple of years too. So everything is modern and updated, large, spacious. We have new amenities here at the Longos Plaza. Just so many things have just recently come to town in the last couple of years that everything you could ever need is within a few minutes of the location of this property.
Literally, like Longos, you could walk right to Longos. They're close to no, I mean, even No Frills is just up the street, right? So it's the best location. So investment wise, it would also be a great investment property. And we know that the rental market is,
yes, there is not enough of it right now.
No,
Definitely not enough. So if you're an investor looking for a property to pick up, Stouffville desperately needs more rentals.
Yes, for
so
sure.
This could be an option.
I think I just myself, I have 3 clients looking for rentals. Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's tough right now.
I think Sonia wants to come and join us. Shall we let her in?
Sure. Let's let Sonia in.
Oh, Sonia. Let's see if this works. Sonia. Hello. Are you connected yet?
There we go.
Yes. Hi.
Oh, hello, friends. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I see some of my favorite places are up on the screen here. Starbucks, St. Louis. It's lunchtime.
Perfect timing for sure.
It surely is.
So we've been through the house and we've shown all that stuff. Now we're just talking about the neighborhood. So it's perfect timing for you to show up.
Perfect timing. Yes, absolutely. And I see my friends here, Sherwin-Williams, that just made a delivery. So they're still delivering. So's St. Louis, Firehouse Sub, all these wonderful places are still open for business. So I'm glad I got to jump on the call at this time.
Perfect. Okay, here, I'm going to continue the video here.
Okay.
Oh, Longos.
And Longos, yes. And there's Main Street. We have 19 here at Levelvic, our amazing theater. My kids are missing their classes right now at the Stouffville Dance Academy.
Gosh, it's just crazy.
Yes, yes.
Oh, look at this. Look at how you see all the green space. That's just beautiful.
So I just live over here in this little pocket. So just right across the street from Weldon there, we have the Stouffville Clippers Arena, and we have the Fire Hall. It was nice. Last weekend, we actually participated. It was actually Good Friday. We participated in the Parkview Parade for the nursing home.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, so we were doing circles around and we were passing, our listing here on Weldon. So, where it's located, right off of Hoover, you're walking distance right to Main Street and to, so many fantastic amenities. So it's a great location. The high school is right there too. Oscar Peterson, you have St. Brendan. So again, that little section there, I call it almost like the T of where 259 Weldon Road is, because again, you're smack right in the middle there. So if you have kids that go to school, and the Montessori as well, which is right on Mostar, so right directly across the street from our office, is also there. So you have all these different different schooling options, and really the GO station is walking distance as well. Walk up right up to 9th Line, you hit Main Street, and just head east from there.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a good location. We were talking about investing too, that it would be a great investment property, being that so many people are looking for rentals right now.
Oh, well, you guys, know better than anyone right now. You guys have a slew of clients that are looking. But yes, most definitely, for an investor, this is a great opportunity. And I've always loved this particular, semi-detached home, because just right on the other side there, like it doesn't, like you still have so much privacy, right? Because your neighbor that's adjacent to 259, it actually fronts on Hoover. So it's very interesting, not very traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in terms of the location and everything else, and look at that. For me, at the end of the day, green space is green space. So location, location, location. So yes, you have all the great amenities, but the fact that you get to look at that is priceless.
It is. It's you can't buy lots like that anymore, right? So it's
no. And look at that. That's beautiful. It makes me want to have a nap. I can tell you that much.
okay.
It makes me want to run through the fields right now as well. So yes, Wheeler's Mill. So this is my hometown. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It makes me a little bit, at the end of the day, I'm missing all these amazing amenities and all these amazing places that we usually visit. But, the time will come, everything will be, open again once it's safe. So again, most definitely for somebody who's looking, to get into the market right now, interest rates are still low. And, something priced within this price range for a semi-detached at $699 I think is fantastic.
Oh, for sure. Lisa was giving us a rundown about what's available right now, and there's really nothing. It's the only semi available.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave us the whole rundown, so it's all on here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we've talked about everything. The best part of this house is the fact that you can just move in. That's the main thing, right? You don't have to paint, you don't have to change the floors. It's just perfect. You can just move right in and
turnkey.
For sure.
And I can tell you, as soon as you come out, so where the green space is over here, just on the other side of Hoover, is the entry into the path, the trail system that connects from 9th Line all the way down to 48th. So that whole trail system that basically, is just all the way around of Wheeler's Mill itself. It also connects you to the dog park, and then it connects you to where the super center is. So you can take all the back trails and never even, walk through Hoover. So again, like it's nice, right? Like when I first had, both my kids, that's what we did. I walked, it was pretty much about a good 50 minutes from one side to the next. So for, people who have, their little poochies, kids, maybe they're expecting their, children or child or what have you. It's a great place to raise a young family. And again, even for, downsizers, like when you think about it, like you said, like it's turnkey, you don't have to do anything. So again, it's a nice area. You don't have to have a car, which for me is, my mom doesn't drive. She just moved here to Stouffville, and having, those amenities there is really, really important.
For sure. sure.
Mm-hmm. I can sit here and talk all day, ladies.
Well,
So
go ahead.
yeah, no. So if people have questions, how do they get in contact with you two lovely ladies?
So they can always call us, of course, 905-640-3131, but
Mm-hmm,
they can message us through all our social medias.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask Lisa, why don't you explain how we're doing our showings and
That's
stuff
a
right
great
now
one.
during this funny time?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of our showings are happening only if they get past the screening options. So first of all, it is phone calls to inquire about whether or not all of the information that we have put online has been viewed and reviewed by the buyer agent and their clients. So we make sure that they have seen all of our photos, all of our videos, that they have been over the information with their clients, and that they're thoroughly understanding what it is that they're requesting to see. And only if all of that information has been done already, has been utilized already, then we move on to the next step, which is trying to arrange an actual viewing of the property. And that depends on the situation, how we manage it. If the home is vacant, of course, it's a lot easier to manage that. But in this case, where the home is occupied, it would take some work, but it is something that we can make arrangements for. We have been taking precautions by giving sanitizer and having all the lights turned on before they get there, so the people who come in the house don't need to touch anything other than just accessing through the lockbox to get in. But then they can clean their hands before they go through. They can clean their hands before they leave. They will probably wear masks. They will come only one person with the agent to restrict the number of people who are there. It depends on the individual circumstances, and we're adapting as time goes on to whatever the new rules and restrictions are. But we have been able to continue with that type of the process if we get to that point. But we are not starting with that. That only happens if they have some significant interest in the property after utilizing all of the online options.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Leaving, cupboards open, making sure that all doors and access points are left open as well too, so that really you're just traveling through the home itself and vacating as easily as possible. And this is, it works, for the seller. You have to take, proper precautions for the homeowners, most definitely. But as buyers as well too, these buyer agents are also, really overqualifying their specific buyers and making sure that, of course, that they're not putting themselves into any type of danger, or the community itself. So I think everyone is being, as respectful and as precautionary as possible, because it's in the benefit of everybody, right?
I agree.
It's making sure you know who you're working with, making sure who your client is, first and foremost as well too. And right now, the serious buyers are out, and at the end of the day, we are an essential service for a reason. People need a roof over their head, and I know we've talked about this, on several different occasions, and it's imperative. And a lot of people have sold their home. They need to buy a house. They need to move into a home. I have another agent who contacted me this morning, and it's for herself, and she sold her house in February, and now with the inventory being as low as it is, she has to be out of her house by July 1st. So the pressure's on, and like we said, even leases, they're very few and far between right now. So now we have a new appreciation when it comes to our home. We're being told to stay home. So at the end of the day, this is our sanctuary. It's our roof over our head, but it's a necessity, and just like anything else. So we have to make sure that every single realtor out there is doing everything possible to make sure that they are being, safe, and that, the rest of everyone who they come in contact is being safe as well.
And speaking, if you have to stay at home, having a backyard like this would be very beneficial.
Absolutely. And this is where I think a lot of people, even after a lot of these restrictions are going to be lifted, that you're going to find that, you know, whether or not the home works for them, you know, like I said, you know, about downsizers, you know, for some people their house is too big for them. You know, they have cleaning services, they have all these people that are lined up, and now that they're not able to facilitate all of that, you're going to see a lot of people who do perhaps want maybe something a little bit more simple. Or you're going to find people who are leasing and they want to get into, you know, the market. You know, the millennials right now, like they want to buy a home,
Sure.
but you know, they're not getting approved. So, you know, for something like this, where, you know, you do have that, you know, you are being alleviated, you know, somewhat with the lower interest rates. And, you know, at the beginning of the year, they did, you know, a lot of the restrictions were also alleviated. But, you know, semi-detached is at $699, right? So I think it's a
That could
great
be
opportunity.
a great first step onto
Absolutely.
the home ownership ladder for sure.
For
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Absolutely. So again, you know, just making sure that everyone is as cautious as possible. And, you know, if, you know, and it doesn't have to be related to this home. If, you know, if ever anybody has any type of questions in terms of how we are running and, you know, what the precautions are, you know, we're taking, and, you know, they can reach out to us and ask as well.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think this is the end of our time here. Thank you for joining us. If you have, like Sonia said, if you have any questions, just contact us anytime, and we'd be happy to get you through or set up an appointment, anything you'd like. So it is 259 Weldon Road, and it's located right here in Stouffville. Have a great day, ladies.
Have a great day. Thank you for having me at your virtual open house. Absolutely.
I know. Thank you for showing up.
All right, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.